So Doc, I've got to ask, what is the point in changing though? Like, if we've got a system,
Yeah.
it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why move from something that works to a whole new system?
Okay, so you're referring to metal cuffs and limb restraints?
Well, yeah, and the way people are restrained already.
Yeah. So, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You could also say, oh, we've always done it this way, so that's how we'll continue to do it. Not really a safe business model for any company to carry forwards. There needs to be something to bridge the gap between metal cuffs and manual restraint. In the security sector, there's a bit of a fear, and I've even come across police forces that have said they don't want door supervisors carrying handcuffs, and I can sort of see why you wouldn't want certain people in society, not just door supervisors, to have these metal cuffs. Well, if we're going to say no to metal cuffs, then what's the alternative? There has to be something in its place. And if you're going to say no to metal cuffs to elderly and no to metal cuffs to people that are being violent who have a learning disability, there has to be something else there, because if prolonged manual restraint fails, it can have fatal consequences both for the person that's being restrained and for the member of staff. I mean, we've got a recent case study where the HSE have prosecuted after somebody was killed in a hospital. So kit like this is available. So my question would be, if somebody's lying there dead because they've been restrained, because the police had to be called, because the organisation, the care home, the secure unit couldn't deal with that person's behaviour, and the police piled in, and because they've had no real experience of who this person is and what the triggers are and what treatment they need, they've held them face down and cuffed them, and they've died as a result of it. I'd be wanting to know, why wasn't this considered? So I'm not saying it has to replace metal cuffs and replace other methods like restraint, but it needs to be there as a viable option so people can make informed decisions about its use.
But you talk about asphyxiation, and that's one of the sort of main deaths from restraint.
Yeah.
Doesn't one of those belts go around the chest though?
Yeah, and when I remember when I first saw the kit, it was my first thought, wow, how does that not affect the breathing? And when we go and show this kit at a board level, one of the things I do, as well as showing them the SARTRA testing and showing them the medical risk assessments and the client testimonials, is I ask people to try it on. I ask them to be put in it, be held in it, and be moved in it. And what you notice is where the belt's positioned is it actually pins the shoulders back and it expands the chest cavity. So it actually aids in somebody's ability to breathe. When somebody's being restrained and they're struggling, they'll try and pull their arms into them. They'll try and lean forward, and they'll put all that pressure on the diaphragm. So the kit can put somebody in a standardized position where we can get them in a 3/4 prone position on the side, and we can monitor them better. So yeah, the initial fear that this belt's going to stop someone moving, it's going to stop them breathing, it's all visual, it's all based on how it looks, and that's a hurdle we always have to jump over. People not liking the fact it doesn't look nice and people don't want to be held in it. But what would you rather, being held with a belt which you can struggle against at your will, or having somebody latched onto one of your joints or putting pressure across the side of your neck or sitting on you because they've panicked and they don't know what to do?